What's up guys? Today we're going to be discussing the PlayStation VR2. PlayStation just released a new blog over on PlayStation.blog and they've detailed how much this thing is going to cost and when it is releasing, also when you can pre-order it. Let's just say it is not cheap. It is a lot more expensive than most people were expecting, and it costs more than a PS5 itself in most parts of the world. So $550 is the cost, and it will be releasing on February 22nd of 2023. So we're going to go ahead and go through a bunch of information in this blog post and then discuss some of the games that will be launching with the PSVR 2. I've also got accompanied gameplay footage from several PSVR 2 games, as well as a close look of what the headset looks like. And you're just going to know exactly what to expect from this thing by the end of this video. So let's go ahead and get started. Over the past several months, we've introduced PlayStation VR 2 and provided glimpses into the next generation of virtual reality gaming, which will allow you to escape into new worlds while feeling a groundbreaking sense of immersion. Today, I'm pleased to announce that the PlayStation VR 2 is officially launching on February 22nd, 2023. PlayStation VR 2 Sense Controller charging station, designed specifically for the PSVR 2 Sense Controller, will also launch the same day for $50. The PlayStation VR 2 includes the PSVR 2 headset and the PSVR 2 Sense controllers. There's also a PlayStation VR 2 Horizon Call of the Mountain bundle, which will cost $600. So that's $50 additional for the game, which will give you a digital code. You could also just buy the regular one and get the game later on, so it's totally up to you. Now the PlayStation VR 2 Sense Controller charging station, like I said, is $50 additional, and this just provides you the most convenient way to charge your controllers, but you can just use USB Type-C cables that you already have if you don't want to buy the station. But the station is really nice and just seems like it'll be something that pretty much everyone will purchase, and that brings the total up to $600 if you get the standard PSVR 2, $650 if you get the Call of the Mountain bundle, and then there's games on top of that that will make it even more. Plus, you got to own a PS5 to even be able to use this, and the PS5s received a price increase a few months back in most parts of the world, so that means that you're looking at $400 for a digital PS5 to up to $450 in some places, and then $500 up to $550 for a disc version. During this initial launch phase for our next-gen headset, players in the US, UK, France, Germany, Belgium, Netherlands, and Luxembourg will initially be able to pre-order PlayStation VR 2 solely through PlayStation's online store at direct.playstation.com. Pre-orders will begin on November 15th, and players may begin to register for pre-orders starting today. Orders from direct.playstation.com for PlayStation VR 2 headsets and bundles will ship throughout the week of launch. In other markets, PlayStation VR 2 will be sold at participating retailers, with pre-orders beginning on November 15th. PlayStation VR 2 Sense technology includes key features that enable unique gameplay experiences such as headset haptic feedback, eye tracking, 3D audio, and the adaptive triggers and haptic feedback from the PSVR 2 Sense controllers. Together with compatible games, they will captivate players' senses and offer an incredibly deep feeling of immersion. Additionally, with enhanced headset-based controller tracking with high-fidelity visuals and 4000 by 2040 HDR video format, 2000 by 2040 per eye, PSVR 2 adds a true next-gen gaming experience for players to enjoy. We've created the PSVR 2 headset with comfort in mind and a slightly slimmer and lighter design compared to our previous headset. We've also included an integrated vent for extra airflow and a lens adjustment dial for a more customized feel. We hope players will enjoy this new design. It's exciting to see how game developers are taking advantage of the PSVR 2's headset features to design the next generation of VR games. We're expecting more than 20 titles at launch, and we can't wait for February when PSVR 2 launches so players can give it a try. We'll have more details on our launch game lineup in the future, so stay tuned. Okay, so I'm surprised that they revealed all this information in a simple blog post rather than a video, but that's just how PlayStation does it. And this thing is definitely looking good in terms of specs. It's got a refresh rate of 90 Hz up to 120. It's OLED display, 4K, beautiful, gorgeous graphics. Field of view is approximately 110 degrees. It's got motion sensors, IR proximity sensors, 4 cameras for the headset and controller tracking, IR camera for eye tracking, and the vibration on the headset. That's just crazy. It's got a built-in microphone, and you can either use a headphone jack stereo headphone set or you can use a wireless headphone, such as the Pulse 3D wireless headset. So there's quite a bit to look forward to here, and these controllers look spectacular. You know, they're orb style design, but every button that's on the PlayStation 5 DualSense is on these controllers. Sure, it might be split between the two different ones, but you've got every button, even the create button, the share button, whatever you want to call it. It's got, PlayStation button, start button, X, circle, triangle, square, all these buttons are there. R1, R2, L1, L2, left click, right click. It's all there. It's just going to be separated in two different hands, and it's going to be amazing, I'm sure. Now, to discuss the games that are coming out at launch, there's quite a long list, and they look pretty great, to be honest. The number one most hyped game in most people's eyes is Horizon Call of the Mountain, and now this game looks absolutely gorgeous. If you've played Horizon Forbidden West or Horizon Zero Dawn, then you know a little bit about Horizon, but this is going to be something separate, but it's still very similar. Now you've also got Star Wars Tales from the Galaxy's Edge Enhanced Edition. This game looks amazing. I have never played the original version, so if I were to get my hands on the Enhanced Edition, it would be the best way to play this. It was introduced on MetaQuest in 2020, but this Enhanced Edition is just going to be even better. And we've also got Resident Evil Village coming. That looks like a scary looking game to play, and if you like Resident Evil 4 is also coming. There's a game called Demeo. Don't know much about that one. It's a D&D style action game that a lot of people will be into. It doesn't really look like my thing. Then we got No Man's Sky. If you are into space exploration, this game is absolutely gorgeous. Pretty much unlimited exploration in this game. Tons of DLC, and the game's been on sale a bunch. I'm not sure if the VR version is going to be included as a regular game or what, like if you're gonna have to pay separately. We'll see, we'll find out. We got The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners Chapter 2, which looks like an amazing zombie experience, first person shooter style, so you can enjoy that. There's quite a bit of first person shooters coming. Actually, Firewall Ultra, that is another one that looks pretty awesome. And then there's the Dark Picture Switchback, which looks freaking scary. If you are afraid horror movies, you're definitely gonna be terrified of horror VR. So there's that to look forward to. And there's Crossfire Sierra Squad, another first-person shooter that looks like realistic military-style fight. And then the Light Brigade, a game that again, I don't know much about, but it's coming. And then we got Hello Neighbor Search and Rescue. Hello Neighbor's been around for a while, but the Search and Rescue VR mode looks pretty sick. So if you're into that type of game, you have that to look forward to. And then Pistol Whip VR. This looks like one of the coolest games in terms of style. Now Pistol Whip's already been out, but they're coming out with PSVR2 version. It's going to be an upgrade to the PSVR version, and it's just going to be even better. Then we've got Cities VR. So if you like those style of like management games where you manage a city, you get to do that in VR now. And there's another one called Cosmonia's High. Looks like a colorful little arcadey style game. Not really sure what's going on here. It's from the people who did Job Simulator and Vacation Simulator, so I'm not expecting much there. This next game though has me blown away by how it looks. Zenith, The Last City. This is an MMORPG. It looks so good, and I really think this is going to be a standout game as long as it isn't straight trash, which I feel like most of these PSVR2 games are going to be really good. Because they just have so much power to work with the PS5. There's nothing holding them back anymore. These controllers are going to be sick. The immersion is just going to be unreal. And to play an MMO like that, that's just going to be huge. There's another one coming out called Tentacular. Again, this looks kind of like a cartoony looking game with like an octopus in it. Might be fun. It's just a puzzle style game, but we'll see. Another really awesome first person shooter is After the Fall. This game looks stunning. It reminds me a lot of Metro Redux and Exodus, all those. It's like a snowy environment, and just really cool. I think that game will be great, but we'll have to see. Another title release is Jurassic World Aftermath Collection. This is Jurassic Park related, so if you're into Jurassic Park, Jurassic World, all this, you might enjoy this. It just depends on what the gameplay actually consists of. And there's a long list of other games I'll go through real quick. There's not a bunch of information about these, but these are ones that have been announced. They're not going to launch for the PSVR 2 most likely, but they're coming at some point. We've got Affected the Asylum from Fallen Planet Studios, Aliens VR from Servios, Alvo from Martin Paul, Afterlife VR from Splitlight Studio, Among Us VR from Shell Games and Innersloth, Blacktop Hoops from Vinci Games, Black Rail from Red Horizon, Distortion VR from Future Mental Games, Do Not Open from Nox Noctis, Ingram from Maze Theory, Firmament from Cyan Worlds, The Exorcist Legion VR Sin from Pocket Money Games, Galaxy Carts from VR Monkey, Ghostbusters VR from In Dreams Sony Pictures Virtual Reality, Ghosts of Tablet of Tabor, that's a long name right there, from Combat Waffle, Golf Plus from Golfscope Inc., Green Hell VR from Incuvo, Grimlore from Metal Cat Interactive Technology, Hellsplit Arena from Deep Type Games, Hubris from Cyborn, Hypestacks from Squirrel Bits, Kayak VR Mirage from Better Than Life, Lo-Fi from Iris VR, Madison from Bloodiest Games, Medieval Dynasty from RenderCube, Mixture from Played With Fire, Pavlov from Bankrupt Games, Project Louisiana The Bounds VR from Build the Light Studio, Propagation Paradise Hotel from Wannadev Studio, Requisition Arcadia VR, Runner Truant Pixel, so this one looks cool, Samurai Slaughterhouse from Tab Games, Shadowgate VR The Minds of Mythrock from Zoji and Azure Drop Studios, Soul of Kairu from Brain Up, Super Kit to the Top from Electric Hat Games, The Twilight Zone VR from Pocket Money Games, Ultra Wings 2 from Bit Planet Games, Volcanic Core from Synthesis Universe, Wandering in Space from Monsieur Games. Unannounced PSVR2 games that are gonna come, but they just haven't confirmed them yet, is Archaic, which is a sci-fi game, Fire Sprite, a horror game, In Dreams, Strange Games Aero Combat game, and a Vitruvius VR sci-fi game. So quite a bit there to talk about in terms of games. If you want to look up those, I'll have that blog post link that has trailers for each of those games and a little bit more information, as well as links to everything else I talked about in today's video. And we discussed a bunch. There's a lot to discuss in terms of PSVR 2, but that's a good thing. And there's a little bit of time left for you to prepare for this thing in the next 3 or 4 months to come out. A lot of people are not going to be able to afford it, though. I realize that. I'm even on the fence myself about purchasing this thing at launch. I'm going to wait and see what the reviews are like, unless something happens with these crypto markets and the prices just jump up high again. Because at that point, I'll have so much extra money that this really won't be a big deal to purchase. But right now, I just don't think it's the best financial decision to get a $600 VR headset whenever I have zero experience with VR. I don't even know if I'll enjoy it. I don't know how much I'll use it, so I'm on the fence about it. But we'll have to see how it reviews and how much people like it. Then that will probably sway me to purchase it no matter the cost. But that's several months from now. Next year, early February 22nd, 2023 is the release date. And yeah, that's all I got for you today. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like, maybe comment below. Let me know your thoughts on the PSVR 2 if you're planning on getting one. But I'll catch you in another video soon. Peace out, people.